At 0341 hours, 11 contacts appear simultaneously on the SPY-6 radar aboard USS Gerald R. and the most advanced carrier strike group in the world begins building 11 intercept solutions at once. Lieutenant Dara Castillo, Fire Control Officer, 6 years in, author of a threat analysis paper on ghost radar, returns that her commanding officer never forwarded up the chain, looks at the tactical display for 4 seconds, and notices something that takes her 4 seconds to process. 10 of the 11 contacts are moving. 1 is not. Contact Bravo 6, bearing 247, range 204 kilometers, altitude 9 meters above the surface, has not changed position by a single meter since it appeared on the SPY-6 at 0341 and 07 seconds. The other 10 are inbound. Classic saturation spread, clean geometry, sea skimming, and 910 kilometers per hour. Every Aegis fire control solution in the formation is already threading intercept tracks on all 11 contacts. Every screen in the Combat Information Center shows 11 threats, 11 missiles, 11 intercept problems to solve before any of them reach the formation. Castillo is looking at 10. She picks up the circuit to the Tactical Action Officer at 0342. Sir, Bravo 6 has not moved since initial acquisition. 0 velocity, 0 course change. Every other contact is kinetic. Bravo 6 is stationary at 204 kilometers on bearing 247, requesting a targeting review on that contact before we commit our full VLS load to the other 10. Commander David Okafor has 41 seconds before the first SM-6 launch window closes. He has 10 inbound contacts with clean intercept geometry and a full engagement sequence already running. He looks at Bravo 6 on his display. Stationary contact at long range and a multi-axis salvo. Could be a targeting drone, could be a platform, could be a malfunction. He tells Castillo the engagement is active. Bravo 6 is logged and noted and asks her to stand by. At 0342 and 51 seconds, the first SM-6 salvo launches from USS Lady Gulf. 4 interceptors climbing toward the 4 lead contacts. Fire control solutions refined to within 3.1 meters of each projected impact point. Clean, simultaneous, by the numbers. At 0344, the first 4 SM-6 interceptors reach their intercept windows. Contact Alpha 1 executes a 2.1 degree course correction. The interceptor detonates in empty air. Alpha 2 executes a 1.8 degree correction. Miss Alpha 3. 2.4 degrees miss. Alpha 4, 1.6 degrees miss. 4 launches, 4 misses. In the Combat Information Center, Okafor calls for a second salvo on updated solutions. 6 more SM-6 interceptors launch at 0344 and 22 seconds, threading toward the 6 remaining inbound contacts. In the fire control station, Castillo is not watching the second salvo. She is watching Bravo 6, still stationary, 204 kilometers, bearing 247, altitude 9 meters. Exactly where it appeared, exactly where it has stayed for 3 minutes and 14 seconds. She pulls the contact's radar signature onto her secondary display and starts comparing it against the Ford's threat library. Hull length from radar cross-section, 48 meters. Beam, 9 meters. Draft profile consistent with a fast attack vessel running at minimal freeboard. Not a drone, not a radar ghost. A ship that has not moved since the moment the other 10 contacts appeared. A ship that fired and stayed. Iranian mobile launch doctrine is shoot and relocate. Every IRGC fast attack platform in the threat library relocates within 90 seconds of launch. This platform has been stationary for 3 minutes and 40 seconds. She logs it at 0343 and 19 seconds and starts building something on her secondary console. Not a targeting solution, not yet. She does not have weapons free on a stationary surface contact 204 kilometers away, with no confirmed hostile act beyond proximity. What she builds is a cross-domain track file. SPY-6 surface radar on Bravo 6, correlated with the Ford's AN's SQS-53C passive sonar array, pulling narrowband acoustic data from bearing 247 at 204 kilometers. Listening for propulsion signatures, pump cavitation, anything that tells her what Bravo 6 is. At 0345, the second SM-6 salvo reaches its intercept windows. Contact Alpha 5 executes a course correction. Miss. Alpha 6, correction. Miss. Alpha 7, miss. Alpha 8, miss. Alpha 9 corrects and the interceptor detonates 94 meters from the airframe. Alpha 10 corrects. Miss. 10 launches, 10 misses. The Phalanx C-IDS activates on all 3 escort vessels at 0346 as the surviving contacts enter their terminal envelope. The fire control radars locked onto 4 contacts that have broken through the SM-6 engagement zone. The Phalanx opens fire at 0346 and 33 seconds. Contact Alpha 3 absorbs a burst, and the warhead detonates 2.8 nautical miles from the Ford. The pressure wave is felt on the bridge. Alpha 5 takes a partial burst and loses guidance, impacting the water 1.1 nautical miles off the port bow. The explosion throws a column of white water 200 feet into the air. Alpha 7 and Alpha 9 are still inbound. 2 contacts. Every SM-6 expended on the original 10. Phalanx already cycling through its reload sequence. 2 minutes and 4 seconds to impact. In the fire control station, Castillo has been running her cross-domain track file for 4 minutes and 11 seconds. The AN's SQS-53C has a bearing 247 acoustic signature. Narrowband tonal at 112 Hz. She pulls the tonal against the Ford's acoustic intelligence database and gets a match in 6 seconds. Noor missile launch system. Shore-based configuration, containerized, adapted for fast attack surface platform. Not the 10 missiles the formation has been shooting at for the last 6 minutes. The Noor system has a reload cycle. The platform on bearing 247 is not a firing ship that stopped. It is a reload platform. It fired the 10 decoys to empty the Ford's VLS load. And now, with every SM-6 expended, with Phalanx already committed to 2 surviving contacts, Bravo 6 is preparing to fire the weapon it has been waiting to fire since 0341, the real weapon. This is what Castillo's paper described. A saturation salvo built not to hit the carrier, but to empty its interceptor magazine. 10 missiles not as an attack, as a reload. As preparation for the 1 missile no defense would be left to stop. She keys the circuit to Okafor at 0347. Sir, Bravo 6 is a Noor reload platform. The first 10 were decoys. They were designed to exhaust our VLS inventory. Bravo 6 has been stationary because it was never trying to escape. It is preparing a second launch. 1 missile. You had nothing left to stop it. I have a cross-domain targeting solution on Bravo 6 refined across 4 minutes and 11 seconds of continuous SPY6 and SQS-53C correlation, position fixed to within 22 meters. I need weapons free. Okafor looks at his display. 2 contacts inbound, 61 seconds to impact. Phalanx already committed. He tells her the engagement is active. He tells her weapons free on a surface contact requires Admiral authorization. He tells her to log her track file and stand by. Castillo looks at the 112 Hz tonal on her acoustic display. It is increasing in intensity. Bravo 6 is spinning up its launch system. She has been building her targeting solution for 4 minutes and 17 seconds. She has the SPY6 surface track. She has the SQS-53C acoustic confirmation. She has the radar cross-section match. She has the tonal match. She has a firing solution accurate to 22 meters. What she does not have is authorization. What she does not have is time. At 0347 and 44 seconds, she transmits her targeting solution without authorization, not to a weapons system. She patches the cross-domain track file directly into the data link of the 2 MH-60R Seahawks that launched from the Ford 40 minutes earlier for a routine surface surveillance tasking on bearing 190. They are airborne. They are armed. They are carrying Mark 54 lightweight torpedoes for their assigned surveillance task. Their assigned task is on bearing 190. Bravo 6 is on bearing 247. The Seahawks are 11 nautical miles from Bravo 6. She transmits 1 line into their mission data link. Updated surface contact, bearing 247, range 11.2 nautical miles. Cross-domain confirmed hostile. Time critical. In the lead Seahawk, Lieutenant Commander Marcus Webb looks at the updated contact data on his tactical display for 3 seconds. He has not been briefed on what is happening to the Ford behind him. He can see the acoustic tonal, the radar cross-section match, and the 4-minute 11-second correlation track in the targeting file. He can see the contact classification. He can see the timestamp. He does not ask who sent it. He turns the aircraft to bearing 247. At 0348 and 02 seconds, Alpha 7 impacts the Arabian Sea 340 meters off the Ford starboard bow. The warhead detonates on water impact. The pressure wave hits the hull simultaneously from 2 directions. The blast throws crew members off their feet in 3 compartments, cracks 4 windows on the island structure, knocks out power to the forward damage control station for 11 seconds. Alpha 9 is still inbound. Phalanx is tracking it. The burst fires at 0348 and 19 seconds. The contact is 17 meters outside the lethal fragmentation radius. The Phalanx fires again. The contact detonates 61 meters off the port bow. The pressure wave and the blast heat reach the hull within the same second. The Ford shudders. Every loose object on the hangar deck moves. 3 sailors are thrown against bulkheads. The duty corpsman logs 4 injuries in 11 seconds. Nothing penetrates, nothing floods. The carrier is structurally intact. At 0348 and 33 seconds, the 112 Hz tonal from bearing 247 spikes. Bravo 6 is launching. Webb's 2 Seahawks are 9 nautical miles from Bravo 6 and closing at 270 kilometers per hour. They are 90 seconds from weapons release range. At 0348 and 41 seconds, the SPY6 on the Ford acquires a new contact on bearing 247, range 201 kilometers. Velocity 940 kilometers per hour. Altitude 6 meters. One missile, inbound. Single contact. No decoys. No salvo geometry. Just one weapon, fired at a carrier with no SM-6 interceptors remaining. With Phalanx already cycling through its post-engagement check, with every conventional defense in the strike group already spent, the first 10 were always 4. Rear Admiral James Calloway looks at his tactical display for 4 seconds. He looks at his empty VLS status board. He picks up the all-hands circuit. All hands brace for impact. In the lead Seahawk, Webb is 71 seconds from weapons release. The new contact is on his tactical display. 1 missile. He does the geometry. He does not say anything on the circuit. He pushes the throttle to its stop. At 0349 and 14 seconds, Webb's Seahawk reaches weapons release range on Bravo 6. He has 47 seconds before the inbound contact reaches the fort. He drops 2 Mark 54 torpedoes. The second Seahawk drops 2 more, 1 second behind. 4 weapons in the water, bearing 247, 9.1 nautical miles from Bravo 6, running hot and straight at 40 knots. The Mark 54's active sonar acquisition pings against the hull of Bravo 6 at 0349 and 51 seconds. 4 weapons, 1 target, 1 platform that has not moved in 8 minutes and 44 seconds because it was receiving targeting data and preparing its single most important shot. At 0350 and 08 seconds, the first Mark 54 detonates beneath the keel of Bravo 6. The second 3 seconds later. The third and fourth find the magazine. The magazine contains the reload inventory for Iran's containerized Noor launch system, 11 additional missiles. The detonation sequence takes 4 seconds. The explosion is visible on the Spy-6 surface radar as a target that was 48 meters of hull and then very briefly is not there at all. On bearing 247, the 112 Hz tonal goes silent. The inbound contact from Bravo 6 loses its data link to the launch platform at 0350 and 12 seconds, 4 seconds after the first Mark 54 hit. The Noor missile's guidance system, severed from its targeting updates, defaults to its last known position fix on the fort. That fix is 19 seconds old. In 19 seconds, a carrier strike group moves. The contact impacts the Arabian Sea 830 meters off the fort's port quarter at 0350 and 31 seconds. The warhead detonates on water impact. The column of white water reaches 410 feet. The pressure wave reaches the hull, and the crew on the flight deck watches it from 830 meters away. Nothing touches the ship. In the Combat Information Center, no one speaks for 6 seconds. Then Calloway picks up the circuit to Castillo's console. "Lieutenant Castillo, walk me through what just happened." Castillo looked at the cross-domain track file she had been running since 0343 and 19 seconds. 7 minutes and 12 seconds of continuous correlation between SPY-6 and SQS-53C on a contact nobody else was watching, while the formation spent its entire SM-6 inventory shooting at the weapons designed to make them do exactly that. Sir, the 10 contacts were expendable. They were never designed to hit the carrier. They were designed to empty our VLS load before Bravo 6 fired the 1 missile. We would have nothing left to stop. I identified Bravo 6 as stationary at 0341 and flagged it twice. I had a cross-domain solution on it for 7 minutes and 12 seconds before I transmitted to the Seahawks. The 112 Hz tonal confirmed Noor system spin-up 44 seconds before launch. Calloway was quiet for 4 seconds. Then, when did you know what the 10 missiles actually were? Sir, I knew at 0341 and 09 seconds. 2 seconds after they appeared. 10 missiles move. 1 doesn't. Nothing about a saturation salvo stays stationary after launch, unless it was never part of the salvo. Iran sent 11 missiles at USS Gerald R. 10 of them crossed 204 kilometers of open ocean and defeated every SM-6 interceptor the most powerful carrier strike group in the world could launch. They survived Phalanx. They came close enough to blow out windows and put sailors on the deck. They did all of that, and not one of them was ever supposed to hit the ship. They were a distraction, a very expensive, very lethal distraction built to create the moment when one missile could arrive with nothing waiting for it. The 11th missile, the real one, the one that was always the only one that ever mattered. It missed by 830 meters because a fire control officer noticed at 0341 and 09 seconds that 10 missiles move and 1 doesn't. Spent 7 minutes and 12 seconds building a targeting solution nobody asked for on a contact. Nobody else was watching. And transmitted it without authorization to 2 helicopter crews on the wrong bearing who turned around anyway. Iran lost Bravo 6. It lost its onboard Noor reload inventory. It lost the 11 missiles still in that magazine. It lost the crew that built and operated the most sophisticated magazine exhaustion tactic ever attempted against a U.S. carrier strike group. And it lost the only platform in its inventory capable of executing that tactic again. There is no replacement for what was on bearing 247. There is no second Bravo 6. The doctrine died with the platform. The lesson Iran took home from the Arabian Sea that morning was the one it least expected to learn, that the most dangerous system on the most advanced carrier in the world is not the radar that tracks 11 contacts simultaneously. It is the fire control officer who noticed in 2 seconds that one of them never moved.